Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Your Time to Shine, a radio show designed to help you explore your own divine gifts. Good evening, everyone. I hope you are all well this evening and doing good after last night's supermoon, black moon, all kinds of energy going on with that moon. I had a really tough time sleeping last night, and energies were high and probably not in the good way. I was a little bit cranky, as my husband could attest. But here we are, first day of August, and we have a retrograde behind us. Thank goodness. That seemed like it lasted forever. So I am looking forward to the new energies that the new moon is, or that the supermoon is bringing to us this month. And of course, I had a great topic I wanted to talk about tonight, and Spirit said, nope, I think you're going to talk about this one. So here we go. I'd like to just chat with you a little bit about letter writing. This might seem a little strange to you, but it is a great way, especially if you are grieving the loss of a loved one. It kind of helps get you through some of those really rough patches. And actually, we had to write what is called a love letter to our parent who had passed away as part of an assignment of my master's class that I am diving deep into right now. And so what that entailed was just me sitting down and, in a relaxed situation and just starting to write down some of the things that I was having a hard time with, that I was grieving, that I missed about my dad, or things that I was mad at him about, mad for leaving when I wasn't ready for him to leave. And, it's been about 2.5 years since my dad has passed, and I've done a lot of work around the whole grieving process and him being gone, and I really felt like I had a pretty good handle on it. And as I sat down and I wrote the letter, I was really amazed at what came out. And when you're sitting down to write a letter like this, you just write everything out. Anything that comes to your mind, write it down. And then after you're done with your letter, then you can do a ceremonial burn. Now, what I mean by a ceremonial burn is that you find maybe it's a bowl full of rocks, maybe it's your fire pit, maybe it's your fireplace. Whatever you do, find a very safe environment to do your burn. I usually like to write my letters on tissue paper, so then that way I can put it in a ceramic bowl and light it and let it burn. And it burns very quickly, very easily, and it doesn't smoke up the house like regular paper would. So what you do is you take it and you put your paper in a bowl or in a safe place, and you light it. And then you just sit there in quiet, in contemplation, and you let it release. You let it release from the letter, you let it release from yourself. And there's something very spiritual about watching it burn. That the fire is very is very intense energetically. That's what it gives. The fire underneath us for our determination, and to watch it and watch the smoke. Because a lot of times our loved ones will come in and they'll start using the smoke as a way to communicate with us. You might see a heart. You might see a letter. It's really interesting in what you can see in the smoke. And this is really evident when you use tissue paper. I found it more with the tissue paper, something about the substance of it. The smoke is lighter and it has a tendency to dance more through the atmosphere than just burning regular paper. But you can use regular paper too. So once that is, once the paper has burned and it's released into ashes, then it begins what is called a renewal in your soul, in your being. Now you can write this letter as many times as you need to. It's really, really good to do ceremonial writing and burns during new moons and super moons. So like the energy that we just had, last night was a perfect time to do that. In fact, my husband and I actually did letter writing and ceremonial burns, and it was more about what we were wanting to release from our life that wasn't working for us any longer, and then bringing in all of the good stuff that we want to happen over the next few months, what it is we want to manifest, what is it we want to see happen in our life. And so, especially during these times with these super moons and everything, can be really powerful times to do the letter writing and the ceremonial burns. Also, you can do them during the solstice, during the summer solstice and the winter solstice. Those are very typical times to do those types of letters, releasing what no longer serves you and bringing in what you want to see to come into your life. So try that. But the ceremonial burn and the letter writing for grieving a loved one is really powerful. It's a way for us to express ourselves and to get it out of our bodies, to get it out of our system so that we can move on and we can move past and we can move through those feelings with greater ease, and just to being able to release that energy so that it doesn't carry in our bodies and cause illness for us. Because as you know, any anger, any sadness, anything like that that's kept pent up in our bodies can actually start physical signs of illness. So you want to be able to get that out and release it. And, don't worry if you don't know what you're going to write. Just put your pen to paper and start with a thought. And once you start with a thought and you go from there, it will just come naturally, and you'll be amazed at what comes through. But don't keep that paper. Make sure that you burn it, you shred it, you do something in a manner that means something to you in order for you to release the energies from that and to release it from you. That's the most important thing. So I hope that helps. The very best in your letter writing. I have been actually doing this quite a bit, and it's really been amazing what has come forth to me in the process of doing that. And as you do it more, you get better and better at it, and you get more relaxed at it. And then when that happens, things just flow naturally. So good luck with that. Right now, we are going to go to the call lines, and we have Cynthia in Schererville, Indiana. Good evening,
Hello.
Cynthia.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
How are you this evening?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
And, how are you this evening? What can we help you with?
I'm not sure. Do you have
I can just give you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You do general readings, or do you want me to just ask a question? I'm not sure because I wasn't sure how you wanted me to approach this.
I can do either way. If you have a question in mind, I would be happy to look into that for you. If you want a general reading, there's always something really fantastic and interesting that you weren't expecting, or sometimes what you were expecting. So it's however you would like to do that.
Yeah, if you want to just do a general, that would be fine.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. Let me take a couple of minutes here and just kind of tune in and see what your loved ones are wanting you to know. And so there's going to be just a little bit of silence here as I tune in, but I'll be right back with you.
Okay.
Okay. So I am getting a mother figure coming forward. This person, she either is a mother, possibly an aunt, that has passed away. Is your mother still living?
No.
Okay. She has a fantastic personality. She's very joyous, very bouncy. I see her in the kitchen a lot. Did she enjoy cooking or baking?
No, not really. Not her. Mm-mm.
Not her.
My grandmother, my grandmother, her mother, but not really my mother.
Okay. Okay. It's possible that that the grandmother is coming through just a little bit stronger. I'm feeling like both of their energies are kind of intermixing a little bit, but they're showing me cooking in the kitchen. That there was like this ceremonial process kind of that happened when they were in the kitchen. It's almost like I'm being shown like a cafeteria line. It's just like lines of food just keep going, just keep rolling through. It's bringing to mind my grandmother, and she lived on a farm, and that's the way it was. It was just lines upon lines upon lines of food, and they finished one meal and then they started another. And so this is what I'm being what I'm being shown right now. She's bringing that awareness that the lines and lines of food coming through, and she's showing me that it's a representation of almost what you are going through right now. That you just feel like there's this never-ending, like a never-ending cycle of things that are going on, and you're kind of waiting for that break, where you can intervene, and you feel like you just never get that break, that it just continues on and on and on. Are you looking at a job change?
No, not really. No.
Okay. Is your job description changing at all?
No.
Because
well, I was in the medical field, and now I'm actually what's the word? Working on my skills as a psychic myself.
Okay. Okay. I'm also being shown I'm being shown crystals. I don't know if you are working with crystals right now, or
No.
there is a gravitation for you to work with crystals. And in fact, before I came on to the show, I was just sitting here I was sitting here quietly, and I was getting that the one of the callers was going to be involved with the crystals, and now I'm being shown that it was you.
Okay.
So you have some healing abilities, and I'm being shown that the crystals can add to that. Even if you get, like, there's a deck of cards, like, I'm not tarot cards, but like angel card reading cards. There's a deck out there that's specifically for crystals. And so I'm being shown that you should bring that into your practice, even into your own personal daily practice, because this is going to give you some guidance and some insight to some things that you need to know.
Oh, okay. Do you have any idea, like, what kind of healing abilities they have? I mean, are you getting anything on that? Curious.
I see a lot of what I'm being shown is like aura healing.
Oh, okay.
They're showing me that there isn't like a real particular modality for you. Just you and your presence alone can bring around those healing capacities.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'm writing this down. So, okay. All right. And also, do you see, like, for, within the next year, or, I don't know how far, like, into the future you can see, but do you see, like, anything happening with me as far as, like, because I left the medical profession, and do you see, like, me, like, expanding with a healing, business or anything like that, or, anytime soon?
Yes, actually I do. As they're actually showing me that you're a medium. You're more than just a psychic. So when people say that someone is psychic, psychics can kind of they perceive the energies, whereas mediums, they are actually they're the channels. They're brought visions. They are brought emotions through smelling, tasting. They hear things. Sometimes they can actually hear spirit voices. And they're saying that you would do really well to try to find someone who could help you expand on your abilities. There's a lot of people out there teaching mediumship. Of course, I'm very partial to the gal who teaches mine. If you're interested, you can reach out to me on my Your Time to Shine Facebook page, and you can message me, and I can.
Okay. Your time to shine. Okay. Oh, wonderful.
And I can give you some names to get in touch with. But they're saying that right now you are getting a lot more information than you even realize. They're asking me to ask you, do you do you talk to yourself in your head? Do you have conversations? Do you answer yourself in your head?
Yes, I do. Yes. Yeah. I was just laughing yesterday because I was in the kitchen and I was talking to myself, and I thought, oh my God, but I have a daughter and a husband that live here with me, and I thought if they would even just see me right now talking to myself, they would think that I was crazy.
Yeah,
I do.
That's how I receive information. That's one of the hardest abilities to really put your finger on, because you never really know if it's spirit talking to you or if it's your own self talking.
Yeah. I always thought it was myself, that it was myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. So they're just saying that you really have an amazing gift, and if you could find someone to really help you hone in on those gifts, that you can just be really amazing at this. I mean, it's really fantastic.
Okay. Oh wow, I'm getting tingling all over my body just listening to you. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Yep. Well, thank you so much for an very uplifting message and reading. Thank you. And
you are so welcome.
I have your time to share, and I definitely will message you. And if you would be, willing to share names with me, I would really appreciate that. So I'll message you, soon. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And that's your time to shine.
Oh, to shine. Okay, that's right. Okay, I need to put my glasses on here. I can't even read my own writing. This is terrible. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm too excited now after talking to you. It's like I gotta get grounded here again. Okay. All right. Well,
Cynthia, thank you so much for your time and calling in, and have a wonderful night.
You too. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. All right. Next, we have Heba in California, Laguna Hills.
Hi.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for doing this.
You are so welcome. What can we help you with tonight?
I don't know if we can start with something general. Whatever you have for me, I will be more than happy to listen to.
Okay, perfect. So let me tune in here for just a moment, see what your loved ones have to say, and there'll be just a little bit of silence here as I tune in, and I'll be right back. Okay?
Perfect. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I have to ask, are you planning a trip anywhere, like a vacation, a holiday?
Actually, I was planning a trip to Mount Shasta.
Mount Shasta. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am seeing that you are going to go on this trip. So if you hadn't really decided, I am being shown that you're going to go.
Okay.
Being in the mountains is, for you, is a really amazing experience. For some people, it's being around water. But for you, it's being in the mountains. It's being in that altitude. It's being in just having that enormous rock in front of you. It's something so powerful, and it talks to your soul. You're hang on just a minute. I'm trying to see what they're trying to tell me. I can't, I'm having trouble understanding what they're saying, but it's like you're an earth child. You're very grounded. Going out into walks into nature, getting out and having your feet in the dirt, is something that really grounds you and really helps you get through some tough times. If you're going through tough times, this is how you get through them.
Okay.
Do you like to garden?
No, at all.
Not at all. Interesting, because I'm being shown that you have fairies in your yard.
I'm sorry, what?
Fairies.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah. And they're there blessing your land, and blessing your home. So you might look into putting in like a little fairy garden. If you Google them, you can make little pots with little fairy, little figurines and houses and things like that, because they are there. They're around with you. And
it's funny you say that, because I got a message from the other side last week that I have a sprite with me, and I didn't know what that was, and it's a warrior fairy.
Okay.
And I was okay. Yeah. I didn't know what they were, but it's a fairy, but more of like not the feminine one, but the warrior one, and it was gonna be with me for a while, and I was surprised because I've never heard of a sprint, and now sprint, whatever they're called. But now you tell me fairies. That's very interesting that in 1 week I hear twice about this.
Yeah. So they are there. So definitely look into putting something out there, especially for the fairies.
Okay.
And actually, we are coming right down to the end of our show. I would be happy to extend this conversation with you over at my Facebook page if you are interested. And it is Your Time to Shine.
Okay, I've been waiting for 3 hours.
Oh,
okay.
Contact me on my Facebook page, and I would be happy to carry on the conversation with you. Okay.
Right now, you mean?
So when we get off of the show, absolutely.
Okay. All right. What is your Facebook page?
Your Time to Shine.
Your Time to Shine.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do so.
All right. Well, I will see you over there. Thank you for calling.
Thank you. I'll be in touch in a few then. Thank you.
Okay. Well, that does it for us. Another Thursday night. Thank you for tuning in to us this evening on A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. You can catch me over on my Facebook page at Your Time to Shine, also Julie YeagerWalker Medium, or you can catch me over on my website at www.wingsofsoulswithjulie.com. Have a great evening, everyone. We'll see you next week.